Okay, rolling.
Good soil for them.
Huh?
Good soil for them.
Oh, I've been working on this soil ever since I've been here.
What do you put in it?
A leaf mold, sawdust, hay.
You keep a mulch and put your garbage in it, that kind of thing.
No, I don't put.
You don't make a humus pile or anything like that.
Well, it don't have no garbage nothing like that, but it does have. Well, I guess in a way that'd be because sawdust and hay and old leaves, pine straw.
Okay, we'll start you working on the trellis roses there, then move to your white one, and then move to this big one in the middle. Okay, George. Okay, go to the white one now.
Ouch! Grab it. This is a yellow one. This is not a white one. I wasn't going to do anything to it. Here we go. We need some cutting to be done right here.
Tell Judy to shut up.
This is my white rose. That ain't got no roses on it. I ain't figured out why yet either. Ooh boy. This don't need no cut. Oh wait a minute. Doesn't have to be cut, no. Well, these fix to start blooming again.
You get good tomatoes out of your garden?
I hope so. I usually do. These are really not ready yet. I like to see them. I got somebody down here fixing to get ready. Yeah. I don't know where I should pull them boogers or not. I don't think I will. I'll just take them to her. I'll have my truck back next day or two. This one's fixing to go rotten on the vine though. I can't leave that thing. Uh-oh.
My little friend inside chomping away.
Yeah. Let me get this one right here. Here, right there.
Yeah, good shot there. Oh yeah, some decided to have lunch.
Mm-hmm. I'll be glad I ain't boiled a bunch of these dang things and stuck them in the window too. I hate that. No, I'll see what I can do with that. So you gonna see Angela again tonight?
No, you won't see it tonight. We'll see it tomorrow.
Well, you know what to do with these when you get them in the sun?
Yeah.
tell her to, well, she knows what to do. I love smelling them things. Just go out in the yard and pick your dinner off the vine. How about that? Hey. See all them blooms on them things yet? All them little yellow things there are the blooms. That ought to be enough. You lay these up in the sun, where the sun can get to them, they'll turn just as pretty and red. Make fine sandwiches. You can get a sack for them. Should be a sack in the house somewhere.
Okay, could you tell us how and when you got into the mills and what you did?
Well, when I got into mill, I learned how to spin. That's what I done, and that was my job. And I went to work in Poland, Georgia. Then I was 14 years old, and made 10 cents an hour. Worked 8 hours a day.
When was that?
Oh, I was 14. I made it 4. You might as well say now. I don't remember what year it was in. Yeah. Then we left there. Papa moved to Fairfax, Alabama. I went to school there. Then he left there and went to Thomaston, and I went to work in the mill because I wouldn't go back to school no more. And then we moved from Thomaston to Manchester, and I worked there 16 hours, 12 hours a night on the night line. Yeah.
Tell us what it was like working in the mills.
Oh, I liked it. Really did. It was hard work, but you had a lot of fun too.
Could you tell us about the fun?
About what?
The fun.
Fun, what we made? Well, then I made in Manchester. I made pretty good. I made about $15 a week. That was good, you know, back then.
You mentioned that you had a lot of fun. Tell us about the fun you had.
Well, when you got your job caught up, you could talk and do what you wanted to do, you know, have fun then. Enjoyed it. We always pretty well had good bosses to work for. So we made it pretty good.
Now, when did that change?
We left Manchester in 2023, moved to Columbus. So I've been working in Columbus, you might say, ever since.
Do you remember when the NRA came in?
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about that.
I don't know too much about it because I didn't try to keep up with it. I heard Chairman talk about it, but I just didn't care for it.
Did you remember when the hours got cut to 8 hours?
Oh, yeah, when Roosevelt went in.
Tell us about that.
Well, we thought we had it made then. We didn't have to work but 8 hours a day, go to work and get home early. We enjoyed that. Sure did.
Did you have to work any harder?
No, they didn't do. We didn't have no more job than we did, but they raised wages, you know. We made $2.40 a day. I did then. Of course, my husband Dolph down there, he made a little bit more than I did.
Could you describe what the conditions in the mill were?
Oh, they was pretty good. It was hot, and we didn't have no air conditioning or nothing, but we didn't need it. We wasn't used to it. Had never had it, so you didn't miss such as that, you know. Raise the windows and go ahead.
Do you remember any strikes?
Oh, yeah, they had one at the Eagle in Phoenix.
Tell us about that.
Well, a lot of people lost their jobs on account of it. So It was pretty rough for a while. But we went back to work after so long a time. We got laid off for it, but we went back to work.
Did you join the union?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, we joined it, and they was going to
No,
do...
sorry, just say we joined the union.
Yeah, we joined it, yeah.
Just start off to say we joined the union.
We joined the union, yeah.
And what happened?
And naturally, they didn't do what they promised, you know, and so we was left out in the cold. They left, so we didn't have nothing to fight with. So they ended it up that. And so that's the last one they ever had, I guess.
Now, that's exactly what we want to get. You say the union left, you joined the union left.
Yeah, they left.
You tell the whole story.
Yeah, they left town. I don't know where they went to, but they pulled out, yeah. They left. They was going to do great wonders, but they didn't do anything.
Did you ever know anything about any other union?
No, that's the only one I know anything about.
Now, I understand that women took a big hand in the picketing and so forth.
Oh, yeah, they did. I was one of them, too.
Could you tell us about that?
Yeah, we walked the picket line. We had a lot of fun doing that, too. My brother'd walk it, and then he'd get tired of walking the picket line. He'd go inside the mill and work. He's pulling it both ways. Yeah.
Would you tell me what the women did?
They just walked. They didn't fight or nothing. They just walked. Yeah. We all lost our job on account of it, too.
Do you remember any songs you sang?
No, I don't. They sang some, but I don't remember them. It was a lot of fun to go down there. Everybody was down there, you know, and enjoyed it.
Do you remember the troops being here?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Talk about that.
Well, they was down there, and there was a lot of trouble to start with, but they finally got them quietened down. They had more trouble at the Bibb than they did anywhere else. So I stayed away from there. I didn't have no business up there.
But
Yeah.
you saw the troops?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
we seen
describe them.
Well, they was in uniforms. Just ordinary people, you know, just in uniforms. They didn't bother nobody unless they got bothered. They seen that people didn't go in the mill, you know, and work. Some of them would go up there and slip in anyway. Yeah.
Did they have bayonets on their guns and so forth?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They had a shooting up there. One man shot. He was working up there, but they didn't hurt nobody.
We've been talking, I was talking the other day with Mr. Tidwell. Do you remember him?
No, I don't, no.
Well, he was in the strike at Eagle and Phoenix.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that that they had people deputized to guard the mills. Do you know anything about that?
No, I didn't know nothing about that. No, I sure didn't. They probably had more than I knowed about.
Do you remember any literature, pamphlets, anything like that?
Yeah, but I don't remember what they read. I'd read them, but I thought it didn't mean nothing to me. I threw them away.
You said that the union made all these promises. Could you describe how the union
Oh,
came
yeah.
to town and how they presented their ideas to you?
Yeah, they were going to we was going to get...
Use the word union use the word union so people know what
Unions.
you're talking about.
And they was going to give us big wages, you know, get that for us and things like that, and they didn't do anything.
How did they come to town?
I really don't know. I don't know how they came to town. They had a union hall down here on First Avenue, you know, and we'd go to the meetings down there. And they made people think they were going to get a lot. But it didn't work that way.
Do you remember the Labor Day parades?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tell us about it.
Well, there's a lot of fun. Them Labor Day parades was. We'd go out. We'd go down there sometimes, then we'd go to the Uchi Creek and have a picnic. It was fun. There wasn't nothing else to do.
How did you feed yourself during the strike?
Well, we didn't eat very much. We finally had to go on welfare, you know. They gave us a little bit, but it wasn't much they gave us. And my husband went to work for WPA, and so I didn't have no job. So I finally went back to work. I went to work at the Bib. Then I went back to the Eagle. But they forgot about it.
How many children did you have at that time?
I had 3. Yeah.
Now, I often wonder how you people, when you were working in the mills, what you did about your children.
Well, me and my husband worked different shifts. When we worked all day, we had somebody kept him, and some of our people. But when we went to work on 8 hours a day, I worked one shift, he worked the other, and that's the way we raised them. We weren't able to hire no babysitters.
Where did you live?
Oh, I lived all over Columbus. I lived down in Boogerville, and I lived in North Highland, I lived in Jordan City, all around here.
Did you ever live in mill owner housing?
Oh, yeah, this was a mill house. Yeah.
Tell us about buying it.
Oh, they sold them to the workers over there, and naturally they sold them to us real cheap. Give $3,500 for mine. Paid $29.54 a month on it till I got it paid for. They were pretty nice about it. That was the Jordan people, had it then. They treated us right.
Could you talk about the bosses and the supervisors?
Over at the Jordan? Oh, yeah, they were real nice. Mr. O'Neill was, and Mr. King was our superintendent. They just didn't make them no better than he was. And Robert Carswell was my overseer on the 3rd shift, and he was real nice. Got along with all of them.
Now, the 3rd shift was?
From 11 to 7.
Could you go through your day and tell me, if you worked from 11 to 7, just tell me.
Worked through the day. Well, it was just continue working, and we worked from 11 to 7, cleaned up the job, and left it straight. That's all they required of us.
And then?
And then that was about it.
But tell about the rest of your day.
Well, I come home and went to bed. Then I'd sleep till about 2 o'clock and get up and cook supper. And then I'd get ready to go to work that night. I mostly always worked at night. I worked when they run 12 hours a night, when I was just 14, 15 years old.
Do you think that ever hurt you?
No, it didn't hurt me. I think that's the reason I look and feel as well as I do. And I worked doubles too. Worked a lot of them.
Tell me about the rest of your family in the mills.
Oh, then none of my children worked in the mills, but my daughter, my youngest daughter, she's went to work since the 30s. But the rest of them didn't work in the mill. They got them a better job. She taken after her mama, she went to the cotton mill. But she makes a good living.
Could you tell us about your education?
Very easy. I went to the 2nd grade. Didn't have time to go to school. I had to work. That's right. That's the highest school I went.
So where did you get your education?
Poland, Georgia, what little I got.
But I mean since then.
Well, I just picked it up myself. I've learned, read and write my own self. Yeah. We moved about so much, and when I was ashamed, done got too old to go, so I wouldn't go at all. So I went to work.
Did that ever hurt you in terms of the job?
No, but I understand it does now. They require it. But all my kids got a good education. We've seen to that. But kids back then, they had to work, They didn't have time. The parents had to have us to work. We didn't keep our money either.
Talk about the diet. What did you eat?
We ate dry peas and butter beans and rice and such as that. Couldn't afford much more. Yeah. Maybe buy some meats on the weekends.
What about gardens?
Yeah, we always had a garden, yeah. Yeah, we fixed us a garden. That helped a lot. I don't do nothing like that now, though.
Was your father a farmer?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You might talk about that.
Yeah, we farmed well, I was 10 years old and he left the farm. Of course, the boys was older than I was, and they went to work. So as soon as I got 14, I went to work too. When you got old enough, you went to work in the mill.
Now, we've heard from a lot of people a phrase called lint heads.
Yeah, that's what they used to call them, yeah.
Called what?
Lint heads. You come out as much. I always comb my head, though, before I come out of the mill. But you got plenty of lint in them, all right.
Some people feel bad about that. How do you feel?
It don't make me feel bad. It was honest. I think what's honest is all right.
Okay, I'm sorry. Jamie says that he missed that. Could you explain why they were called lint heads, and then how the fact that you weren't bothered by it?
Oh, by what?
Just explain. We have to do this.
Yeah.
Why they were called lint heads.
Well, I think because people would go out of the mill with the lint oil in the head. I think that's what got them started to doing that, yeah.
And how did you feel about it?
It didn't bother me, because I'd comb mine before I left anyway. I might stay out stopping time, but I comb my head. But you know, some people just don't care.
Some people seem to feel that they kind of resent other people looking down on them.
It didn't bother me because it was honest and I felt good about it. I had a job. It was better than farming. Yeah, a lot of people tried to look down on people that way, but I didn't. I liked the mill. I'd be at work now if they'd hire me. I worked a long time after I retired. They couldn't take insurance out of me, but I worked. I told them I didn't need that anyway. I had some. Yeah.
Why do you think you're so strong?
Well, I reckon because I had plenty of beans and peas to eat. I always had to work and didn't have time to get weak. I tell you, my daddy learned us to work. We had to work. Everybody worked at my house. When we farmed, we all hit the field. And when we got 14 years old, we went to work. But I reckon they had so many kids back then that everybody had to work. There was 8 of us.
When was the last time you went into the mill?
I don't think I've been over in. I ain't been in the mill since '69. I retired. I pass by there once in a while, but I don't go in there.
Could you talk about the difference between the mill when you first started working there and when you left?
Oh, yes. The machinery was a lot better, newer and all. You know, the old machinery was pretty bad. It was done worn out. And they had modern frames and everything then. When I quit, it was a lot better.
And what about the noise and dust?
Well, it didn't. The noise didn't bother me. The dust got bad sometimes, the cotton, the lint. But the dust didn't bother me because I worked in the spinning room. It had a lot of lint, but it didn't bother me. I kept it out of my face anyway.
Did you ever wear a mask?
No. They wear them now in some of the mills, I know. No, we didn't wear none. I don't guess they even thought about such as that.
Did you ever see a film called Norma Ray?
No. No.
It was just a film about somebody who worked in a cotton mill. I just wondered what you
Yeah,
thought.
no, I never did hear about that, no. You hear a lot of jokes about a mill if you're paying attention to them.
Tell us some.
I done forgot them all, and it's been so long since I worked. Yeah. They used to tell jokes and tales all get together, but they went out of one ear and in the other with me. Yeah.
So, explain why you missed the mill.
Well, I miss going to work because after you work so long, you're not satisfied, not happy at all. So when I first retired, I stayed out 4 weeks and went back to work. When I went back to work, and then I worked on till the last of the year, till they shut down over all except the first shift. And I told them that I'd already was drawing my money, and I wouldn't try to work then because a lot of them had needed it worse than I did. Oh, when I retired, I got me a job. I went to work at the nursing home. I was a volunteer out there 3 years. And I worked on Sunday down here at the ironworks, you know. And there they had a job for us to do, show people around. I enjoyed that. I didn't be still. I didn't sit down when I retired. I'd have went crazy. Yeah. My husband said he wasn't going to look for a job but didn't pay nothing. I told him that was pleasure. You didn't have to sit at home.
Judy, do you have any ideas?
Did you ever shop in the mill? Did you buy your food in the mill store? Was there a mill store connected to your mill?
No. The big mill has a store, you know, but it don't have it up there, a mill store, not in the mill. No, I didn't want none of the material like that. I worked with it, no how.
I meant your food and
Oh yeah, they had machines, you know, in there. Along towards your lice, sandwiches and things you could get if you wanted to. But I didn't need them because I didn't like to get them out of them machines. So.
You talked about having a good time. That when you had a good time online. Was there ever a time when you had so much work to do that it wasn't any?
Oh yeah,
time?
there's plenty of times like that. There was, yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, sometimes our job runs so bad we couldn't run it, and me and my friend worked right side by side. We run the whole alley by ourselves, you know, her part and my part. So we couldn't get them straight. We stopped them all off, got them straightened out. So we got them straightened out and go back and work some more. Yeah, it get pretty bad over there sometimes, but I always know where the belt was, where that stopping thing was. That's what we'd do too. Robert might come along and give us a hard look, but it didn't matter.
What about the I've heard people talk about the stretch out. Could you tell me about that?
Yeah, that's when they raise wages, you know, and they give us more frames to run for the same money.
How did that affect you?
Well, I run more frames and less money. Same I was getting, you know. Because either work or go somewhere else and they'd do the same thing. I worked my last 20 years over here at the Jordan.
Could you tell us about that? That seems to be a particularly different mill from others.
Yeah, it was. It was different. It's a lot different. The spinning and all, the machinery. It was a lot different, but it was run better. I enjoyed working on it better. And there were newer frames than what they did have at the Eagle and Phoenix and Old Swiss too. Yeah.
Now back to the 34. Mr. Tidwell was telling us about the deputies coming out there and taking guns away from the fellows in the mill. Do you remember anything about that?
No, I didn't. I never did hear nothing about nobody having guns in the mill. That was something new to me. No. Now, they might in other parts. I worked in the spinning room. Yeah. Everybody got along in the spinning room. We never did hear of no disturbance like that.
Now, the spinning, as a spinner, you got paid more than anybody else, didn't you?
Oh, no, we didn't get paid. The wee shop paid more than the spinning did. Yeah. But I didn't like the wee shop. That's too much noise. I went to the spinning room. My parents worked in the wee shop, all my people excepting me. There's 8 children, and all 7 of them worked in the wee shop excepting me.
Okay, I think you have anything more.
Well, I wonder if my parents were in the wee shop as she was growing up, what that was like.